the channel The Life of Olivia Ritt. I'm Olivia Ritt, the owner of this channel, and we're just gonna sit here as we're in a garden area, and like down there it goes down to a pond. So, and there's currently like a bee buzzing around me, so if it picks up on the microphone, it picks up. If not, yeah, that's all I got. Anyways, I got a notebook here. I'm not really sure what's in it. But yeah, join me outside in the garden is the title of this live stream, and that's how we're going to treat it. Kind of feeling mucky today. Last night it rained until like 5 a.m. And if anyone has a dog, you know that, well, at least for my little Bichon Frise, he does not like thunder. Does not like thunder one bit, to the point where he will hide in the smallest crevice of our home to get as far away from the sound. And that means if he's stuck on the first floor, he will literally go under some sinks. That's like, how is that even possible? And then if you bring him to the basement, he will try to go to the utility closet where it's just like disgusting, but he's like, that seems like a quiet, dark place that I want to be, and that's where he will try to go if the door's open, but most of the time it's not. But he will sit right next to that door and be like, hide me. And he shakes, so if I don't want to say violently, but like he shakes a decent amount, and it's just like, you know, he's tired and he wants to go to sleep. And even if you hug him, even if you like caress him and like just try to calm him down, like nothing really works. And like you could say, oh, put those like earmuffs on. He will pull those earmuffs on. He doesn't like anything on him. Like he doesn't like wearing clothes. He barely likes his collar. So that's my little Bichon Frise. So last night, not a lot to sleep is what I will say. Not a lot to sleep. So yeah. It's really funny reading back on what you write. I want to say the last entry. Yeah, 3 years ago. What you write not even half a decade ago. And just where your thought process is compared to whatever present day is going on. And it's just like, those were my biggest issues. It's like, really? That's what I decided to write about. And just like, now it seems silly to me. Looking back, it's like, this is what I was stressed about. It's like, this is nothing, if we're like being honest. But this is like dating back to like last year, secondary, first year of college, almost around that time span. And then it just stops because I think I left the notebook behind at some place. Like, and it's funny because I sometimes I would write people's names, and then sometimes I would write people's initials, and I'm just like, I have no idea whose initials this are. Like the first time I looked at it, I was like, ugh, who's that? And then when I think of the time, I was like, okay, that's like, if you give me some time, I could tell you potentially who that individual is. But it's like, these people have no significance to me now, or even honestly 6 months after writing these. And it's just interesting how much your life changes, because what I would say, I guess like my hometown, I wouldn't even call this my hometown, but like if people were to ask like where I'm from, I don't even say this town because it's so tiny. and no one knows it. I just say the big city, Chicago, and that's like minutes away. And it's just interesting because this town, like, I don't talk to anyone in this town anymore. Like, for all I know, they all could have moved away. And it's just interesting because it hasn't even been a decade. It's been, at this point, 5 years since I haven't talked to them. Maybe less. It's just interesting how that works. How you think you're like in a short amount of time, in like a really short amount of time, when you think about life, like you are like really, really, really close to people, but it's like this much of your time that you're really close to them compared to like your whole life. And it's just interesting how you can have so much memories with these different individuals that at this point it's like they're not the same person anymore. Like now they're a stranger to me because they could be completely different, they could be completely the same, but I have no knowledge because I only know them from when I was close to them. And honestly, I have no idea why I'm not anymore. It just happens over time. Like people stop thinking about each other, I guess, and people stop reaching out. Like I used to be the main person to reach out, and then I got kind of sick of it, and so I stopped. And yeah. Or then there's even moments where you don't even talk to someone, but instead you write about them because you're like, better not tell them. Or it's more like just to clear your own thoughts. Because sometimes writing can be good, sometimes it's just a jumbled mess. Although my handwriting's really neat, because back then, I only wrote in cursive, and now I like mix it between non-cursive and cursive, depending. It just depends. I'm not sure what it depends on, but it just, whenever I pick up a pen or a pencil, whatever my hand does first, I guess. But it's interesting, like, seeing, like, a name that pops up multiple times in this notebook versus, like, an initial that only popped up once. Or how I put a person's first name because I didn't even know their last name at the moment. And I still don't know. Oh, this is so funny. When was this dated? Okay. So I think at this point of the writing of like this entry, I was no longer speaking to someone for a period of time, but like for some reason they came to my mind, so I like wrote it and I like addressed it to them but never sent it. And it says, "From a friend in your timeline." That's what I said. Because I like wrote this as if I was like gonna send to the individual, and that's just how I ended it. From a friend in your timeline, which I like at this moment I find funny because it's like, for all the people you meet, you're just a snippet of their timeline, and that sound kind of concerning. Not sure if it picked up on the microphone, but it was like a loud boom in the distance. Anyways, but yeah, we're all just a part of a gajillion people's timeline. So, and this bee keeps buzzing around me, but that's all good. I'm gonna write that down somewhere, actually. This page I folded funny, but yeah. What are we? We are all a part of someone else's timeline in some shape and form. What was another idea I had? There we go. But the other idea I had was that, like, no one really knows what's going on. Like, at any given moment, no one truly knows what's happening in their own lives and other people's lives and the world. Like, we don't truly know. We're all going based off of feeling, off of guesses, off of predictions, which is the same thing as guesses based